Hello and welcome to our Intuitive Eating Wisdom Wednesday live stream right here on our Facebook group. We're going to go ahead and just let everybody know that we are live. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so we are here today to talk about a very interesting topic. Don't forget, if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, and post your thoughts in your comments. Today, before we jump into today's topic, very important, very important. Number one, welcome to our new members. Super excited that you're here. I am working my way through sending a DM to each and every one of you. So, if we're not friends on Facebook, you may not see that message that I'm sending to you, welcoming you into the community. So you definitely want to check your message requests folder. You'll see my message in there, and then when you respond to me, it moves into your inbox. So I like to connect with as many of you as possible. So if you are a new member who has joined recently, I would say in the month of July, then you should be checking your DMs regularly to see if I'm sending you a message. As I said, I'm working my way through the list. So, second is I am hosting the Break the Spell of Diets 3-day live experience starting on Monday, July 31st. If you haven't registered yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and register. The link is all over this group. So if you need it, send me a direct message and I will be sure to share it with you. If you're watching this live stream as a recording on another channel such as YouTube or Instagram and you want to join the Break the Spell live experience, send me a message and I'm happy to share the registration link with you. There will be emails each of the days of the experience, along with worksheets that will enhance your learning over the course of the 3 days we're together. Now, there is probably going to be a fourth bonus day for Thursday, so let's just say we'll be together live for 4 days. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Now let's dive into today's topic, and it's about how your personality can impact your eating habits and the food choices that you make. And so I'm super curious as to whether you have given thought to this topic, how your personality impacts your grocery shopping or your habits that you have around eating. Everybody has a unique personality. I mean, that's what makes us all different. And really, the world would be super boring if we were all the same anyway. And so, giving thought to how your personality impacts the choices you make and ultimately your health, I think is something that not a lot of people really give some thought to. And so that's why I wanted to share with you today. So personalities are characteristics combined together that shape us into who we are and how we live our lives, basically. So there are 5 personality types that I want to kind of touch on today that will really help you give some thought to, is that my personality? And then let's make the connection to the eating habits. All right, so the first personality type is known as extroversion or extroverts. So, are you an extrovert? Do you classify yourself as an extrovert? Pop a comment below. Those with this extrovert personality are generally seeking excitement, right? They're not afraid to get out there. They're not afraid to meet new people. They're assertive. And when you're around someone who's an extrovert, you may feel some of their high energy rubbing off on you. So how does this look with eating? What's the connection between an extrovert and eating habits? Well, an extrovert might seek out foods that are bringing excitement into their life, are fun, that maybe give a rewarding sensation to them, maybe think of something sweet like ice cream, and this can become somewhat complicated if you have a history of chronic dieting. So that is the first personality type. So just make a note of that as I go through all of them, which one resonates with you. The second personality type is agreeableness. So to have an agreeable personality means, in a way, that you're an empath, a person that is highly attuned to the feelings and the emotions of others. And you can always count on a person with this personality type, is they're always willing to give and to give and to give and to give you a helping hand. So how does this look with regards to eating? It may sound like you saying the following to somebody else. Have you had lunch yet today? Oh, you haven't. Here, have mine. It's okay. I really don't want it. You need it. You're hungry. And so you're not necessarily considering what your own needs are. Second personality type, agreeableness. Does that resonate with you? The third personality type is called openness. A person with an open personality is constantly eager to try new experiences. They're creative and they're, really good at abstract thinking. So how does this look in regards to eating? Well, it may sound like this. I want to try something new on the menu today just to find out what it tastes like. They're open, they're exploring, etc. The fourth personality type is conscientiousness. So being a person with a conscientious personality is typically meaning that they're following the rules exactly as how they are given to them. So they're always focused on, this is my goal, I'm going to complete my goal, I'm going to take the steps that I need to get to that goal. They'll spend a lot of time preparing and prefer a very organized structure. And how this looks like with eating is someone saying, well, it's Sunday. That means I need to plan out my meals for the entire week so I know exactly what to eat every night. Now, oftentimes, someone who is a chronic dieter will fall into this type of pattern where they need the rules to tell them what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. This is their menu for the week. And if they can't follow, quote unquote, follow that menu for the week, they break out in hives. They get all, oh my gosh, I did something wrong. I fell off the wagon, all diet talk. And the fifth personality type that I want to address is neuroticism, or having a neurotic personality. And that would relate a bit more to being anxious, if you will, right? So those with this personality type might get more easily upset or find it difficult to overcome different situations, no matter how big or small they are. And so how that looks like with eating would be someone who has that neurotic personality may feel overly upset if they, let's say, accidentally burn the dinner, and, they can't look past this to perhaps other meal options, or they're just anxious in all, and I guess all, I would say, eating situations. So no matter what personality type you fit into, they often will correlate to choices you make for yourself or habits that you have around your eating, your behaviors, right? And so the question really is there any harm in letting your personality dictate your eating habits and your food choices? So let me just take a moment to stop and before I go on, and to have you give some thought to these 5 different, personality types and which ones resonate with you. Again, if you're watching on replay, which most of you are, hashtag replay, post a comment. And I want to dig a little bit deeper now. I want to make the connection further on these personality types to some other personality types. You're going to see what I mean in just a moment. We're going to have some correlation going on here and see how it ultimately impacts you and your foods and your eating habits. So let's just address the conscientious people, right? Again, I said they're great with meal prepping and can spend hours, researching the nutritional value of foods, planning how they're going to, give their body the right amount of nutrients ahead of time. Well, oftentimes we know, as I said before, these are often chronic dieters who are very, very structured. And also, we can call these people health champions, right? Where they're championing their health. They're doing what they can. They're following all the rules, right? They're calculating. And the downside of this, though, is sometimes if you're a health champion, it can get a little bit too extreme, right? Think of the condition known as orthorexia, which is a disordered eating pattern. It's the unhealthy obsession of eating healthy. And so sometimes if you fall into this if you have a conscientious personality, which will fall into this health champion arena, you might take it a bit too far. And it's not necessarily a quote unquote healthy pattern for you. And so it could lead to excessive restriction because, oh, this food doesn't quote unquote fit into my macros or my quote unquote diet plan, right? And so you may say, oh, I can never eat cookies. It has way too many carbs or it has way too much fat. It doesn't fit into my plan. And so give some thought to whether your conscientiousness that really can play out well for you in some areas of your life, right? Other relationships or work, if perhaps it is a hindrance when it comes to your eating, because you're striving to be that health champion, but perhaps taking it to a level that is not so healthy for you, and certainly mentally as well. This type of person will often fear meals that were not homemade. I don't know how it was made. And so really it can get to, it could, there's a lot of downsides to it, even though some people will be like, oh, I'm a health champion, I really care about my health, and I'm sure everybody does, but when you take it to an extreme, extremes are never good, right? Someone with the agreeable personality we talked about, right, may be able to understand what their body is asking for, but their main focus is making sure others are content, that others have what they need. And I call these types of people accommodators, that they are accommodating other people at their own expense, right? Does that sound like that might be something you do? So while their willingness towards helping others is always appreciated, putting themselves second can really have many downsides to it, such as an unintentional restriction of food. So depriving themselves of food when they're hungry, or they desire something, but they want to help somebody else and satisfy something else. So skipping a meal to make sure people around them are happy, are fed, only to be over hungry later on. And or, like I said before, giving away your food to somebody when they really need to eat, or attending to someone else's needs before you tend to yours, and so your self-care plops all the way down lowest on the totem pole. These individuals have difficulty expressing their needs to others because they don't want to be a burden, or because they're just been trained and been brought up to help others, which is beautiful. But the question really is it at your own health expense, right? So you can pour your energy into others, but unfortunately not so much pouring that energy into yourself, right? So when it comes to others, they're committing to helping them reach a goal, no complaints about it at all, but not putting that same effort into themselves. A lot of my clients and a lot of chronic dieters fall into this accommodators type of personality. If you're, especially women, right? Especially women who have people who depend upon them. Wow, that self-care, we work a lot on self-care in the Whole Body Trust program, because if your self-care is not at the top, is not at the front, then what ends up happening is it's hard to attune to your inner signals, and it's very hard to resist influence from outside your body, meaning family, friends, doctors, the media, encouraging you to eat this, don't eat that, try this diet, etc. So being an accommodator, which jives with that agreeable personality trait that I mentioned earlier, is very, very common for women specifically, and those who have a history of dieting. So if that resonates, please let me know in the comments. And then those who fit that neurotic personality, really, we can also call them the overanalyzer, right? So they'll, probably have a list of foods that they love and they enjoy, but they find it difficult to incorporate more of a variety into their eating world, because they're worrying, well, what does the latest research say about this food and about that food? And so they overanalyze everything, right? And so they may feel a level of anxiety when they're faced with an opportunity to try a new food, or as we're working through intuitive eating, the idea of unconditional permission to eat, to make peace with foods, to bring other foods into your eating world, just causes a lot of anxiety because they have to analyze and they have to analyze and they have to overanalyze, right? So this causes a much more narrow range of foods that you're eating and could ultimately cause somewhat of a deficiency in vitamins and other nutrients. And unfortunately can also lead to perhaps even emotional eating from worrying or overanalyzing different situations. And so there's really a lot of overlap between these personality types, and I would love to know which ones resonate with you. So you may say, okay, so Bonnie, if my personality type interferes with my eating habits, how can I begin to really develop more, healthier habits and lifestyle changes with the personality I have? We don't want to change anybody, right? There is no need to change who you are. You are who your personality makes you who you are. It makes you unique. But of course, it's okay to really dig deeper and look at, so what personality type do I resonate with most, and how might I be able to make that personality type work for me versus putting me in a place where it's not optimal for my health and my well-being, and not just physical health, by the way, but your mental health as well. So to help you identify your personality type, how it might impact your food choices, I have a quiz that you can take. And if you want that quiz, just comment below this video that, Bonnie, I'd like to take the quiz, and I'll shoot you over the link. You can also just send me a direct message. Again, as I started this live stream saying that on Facebook, I'm having, Facebook's not really allowing me to friend request people, and therefore if I send you direct messages, you're not seeing them. They're landing in your message request folder. So if you are interested in taking this quiz, then just, again, drop a comment below with the word quiz, and or send me a DM, because if you send me a DM, I will see it, and then we will be connected and can have conversation around it. It's very important for me to try to get to know as many of you guys as possible, so I can continue to create these Wednesday live streams and other resources for you. So drop a comment below with the word quiz if you'd like to take the quiz to find out what your eating personality is and how it impacts your habits, and you will then get some emails that follow after you've taken the quiz with some strategies to support your particular eating style. So comment below quiz, send me a DM with the word quiz, and it will get you hooked up with that. Again, every Wednesday we do a live stream right here in the Facebook group. Every day there is a post for you to interact with. So check out the group every single day, and join me on Monday, starting Monday, for a 3-day Break the Spell of Diets live experience. If you didn't register, you've got to do that to get the daily emails with worksheets I've created just for that experience. And one more thing. If you've joined this group here in the month of July, then you are automatically registered for the experience, so you don't necessarily have to register again. But if you're unsure, then just go ahead and register. If you need the link, let me know. All right, that's it for me for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts, what personality you resonated with. Take the quiz and see if what you're resonating with jives with the quiz, and let's get some continued conversation. Again, welcome to everybody, and I look forward to really engaging with you and getting to know you and seeing you on Monday for our experience. I will talk with you all real soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.